Hey, I am Kosi. You can find me on social media and platforms as KosiDev, you know, and you are watching how to create a parallax scroll effect in Flutter for iOS and Android, which is basically the scrolling effect on your mobile apps. I'm also excited about what we will be creating, and I hope you are too. Please, if you have any questions and concerns, feel free to leave a comment, and I will be replying all your comments in the comment section. Let's jump in. Let's set up the project. Open up your system terminal on both Mac, Windows, and Linux, whichever operating system you guys are using. I'm using MacBook Pro Intel processor for this development, and the terminal I'm using too is called Hyper Terminal, as you can see in the video. If you are finding it hard to understand the terms I'm using, there will be links in the description to properly explain these. Okay, let's start with this project setup. I will cd into my development folder by dragging the folder to the terminal after the cd command that I tapped into my terminal. I will drag it in there. Now let's clear up the terminal, and let's create a new Flutter project by running the Flutter command, Flutter create, and then at the end we add our project name. So the project name will be Parallax _ card effect. Then we hit the enter key. So we have to wait for some time for the project to finish building up. Now our project is created. Let's cd to our project directory by copying the above command and pasting it in the terminal. We hit the enter. Now we are in the project directory. Let's open this up in our VS Code Studio by typing another command called code and with a dot at the end. And this right here will open our project up in our VS Code. First of all, let's go through the whole default project stuff like the Flutter team creates. Whenever you bootstrap a Flutter project with that Flutter create command, there's always a Flutter default project by the Flutter team. So let's go through that whole project and see what's in there. There is our default project. We can open up our simulator to see what this looks like. So we open up our simulator. You can actually use a simulator command, but I prefer opening it off directly from the VS Code itself. We can minimize our window, and let's bring our simulator and make it on. Let's put it on top of our VS Code so we can be seeing everything side by side. So that's what we are trying to do right now after we are done expanding the VS Code. So we have that right there for us. As you can see, the VS Code, as you can see, the simulator is taking quite some time to open up. Sometimes it takes few minutes, let's say about 2 to 3 minutes. Sometimes it takes more than that, depending on the system you are using or your computing power. This is still taking quite some time. Let's give it some minutes. By the way, you can feel free to skip this path since it's taking some time to start. Now the simulator is open. Let's run the default project first. Might take a while too. Also, you can look at the VS Code terminal and see that it's launching the project. Now you can see that the default project is launched, and we can see the project over here. So we have inside the project we have a centered test, and we have a button, a 14 plus button at the bottom over here. Let's create a folder. We are going to name this folder UI. This folder will contain the micro UI we'll be creating for this project. And inside the folder, let's create two files. First, we create a file called card underscore content dot dat. we will be creating all our card contents in here. Let's create another file, and we are going to call this sliding underscore card dot dat. This will be the card itself. So this particular file will be the card itself. Let's create another file outside our UI folder and call it sliding underscore card underscore view underscore dot dat. This will be the layout of our sliding cards with page view. Inside our sliding card dot underscore view, let's create a stateful widget called sliding card view. This will be in a camel case. And also import material dat package to remove the errors we are having over there. Let's go over to our main.dat and import our sliding card view. So inside our main.dat, as you can see in the home argument, we have my home page, which is the default project. Let's comment that out. We comment that out, and then we replace the home argument with our own sliding card view. Let's go back to our sliding card view, and inside our sliding card view file, we will start making changes to our sliding card view. So this will be the layout for the cards we'll be creating. So the cards will be inside this sliding card view, which will contain our page view and other stuff to display the cards. We are going to add a scrolling animation also in this file. So we added a scaffold to the sliding card view. So the scaffold will be the parent of all the widgets we'll be adding, and inside the scaffold body we will be adding another widget called safe area. So safe area inside the body, and we will add stack widget as a safe area child, and inside our stack widget will be adding our cards as children of stack widget. and we'll be adding a dummy container, as you can see. So let's add some dummy containers to the children. Then we can use that as our starting point, or as a holder for our real cards. We'll be replacing that later on with our real cards when we are done with the UI. We'll be doing that also. So inside our UI folder, let's go to the sliding card itself, and inside our sliding card file, let's create a stateless widget. We create a stateless widget, and the stateless widget will be the same name as the sliding card file, so we call it sliding card. And don't forget to import your material package to remove the highlighted red lines. So inside here we will be creating every single thing, every single UI for our card, what our card will looks like, and the body of our card will be created in here. Let's remove the container and replace it with the card widget. I mean the Flutter native card widget. Yeah, so we are going to make that as our main widget. And inside our card widget, we are going to add column as the child. So the child is going to be column. We are going to add a container to the column as one of its children, and also we are going to add margin to the card itself, and we are going to set the margins to have the left to be 8 and top to be 8 and the bottom to be 8. constant, always remember to add constant, since we are not going to change that, it's not going to be updated while the code is running or while the app is running. So that's why we will add a constant to those type of widgets in our code. Let's add shape to the card, and we're going to use the shape to make the card looks a little bit rounded within the all four corners or the four edges. And we're going to use the widget called rounded rectangle border, and we are going to add a border radius to it, and we are going to use another widget called border radius.circular, and we are going to make the border radius around all the four edges or the four corners to be 32. We will add a text to the container, and add a height to the container and also a width to the container. But looking at the container right now, our dart range is giving us some warnings and errors. That's because it wants us to add color to the container, and also looking at the size box we added is also giving us an error. That's because it wants us to make the size box a constant, but that's not what we want right now. We don't want both to add color to the container or add constant to the size box. We want to just build out our UI, but in that sense we're going to remove every single thing. We are going to remove both the container and the size box, and we're going to leave it empty for now, leave the column empty for now, and we'll come back to it later on to fix the issue. Let's head over to our sliding card view and update the UI over there. We remove all the containers we have right now. Like previously I told you, we are going to keep these dubbing containers here, and we are going to remove it, so when we are ready to update the UI and move on with the UI. Right now is the time, so let's remove the containers right now, and let's add a size box to constrain our page view, which will be page view height, to give it a particular height. So we'll be adding the page view later on inside our size box. Let's add a responsive height based on any device using. So we are going to use media query of context.size.height of, and we multiply that by 0.55. And add page view as its child. Basically we add page view as the child of the sized box we added previously. So inside the page view, page view has children, since it's going to be scrolling, and the default is horizontal, so it's going to be scrolling horizontally, and that's why we are going to use page view here. And the page view children is going to be a dummy cards again. So we are going to bring back our dummy cards again right now with different colors, unlike before just there, but right now we are going to add different colors to it. Let's save our file, and you can use the command key on your keyboard. You can hold the command and S key, S on your keyboard, to save the file. So command plus S at the same time. That will save our file, and we will see the UI of our simulator updated immediately by Flutter. Now is the time that we are all waiting for. Right now, let's replace all the container with sliding, which is with the sliding card widget which we talked about. We are we are going to make the page view children to be constant, since we are not going to be updating all the sliding card widgets when the app is running on the mobile app. So let's just make the children of the page view constant right now, and that will solve most of the errors that we will be seeing. Also, you can see how the Rook is updating right now. So when you look at the simulator, you see that we are having some couple of changes, and it's looking good. Right now we are getting somewhere, and I like that. It's time to add images to our cards. For that, let's create a new folder outside our lib directory, and that will be inside our root project directory. Let's create a new folder called assets, and inside this assets folder, let's create another folder called images, and this images folder will be where all our images for our card will be living. So we're going to add our images in there so that we can use them all later in the app. So with that being said, let's go and get some images and add in here. We will be getting our images from Shopify own website called Bust. So they have a lot of free images you can use for any stuff you want. For all my UI stuff and all my development, I usually get the images from here. They are all for free, and they are good. They have all good of high qualities. I like the images there. So let's get some images for food items in there. So we're going to search for food items and get all the images that we want that relates to food items, and we are going to use those images in our app. So if you are on the website, you can type in food items and search for food items. As you can see, there are a lot of images that we can scroll through. We can look through every single one of them and pick out the ones we want. That is going to look nice on our app UI, and yeah, that's it. So I'm just trying to pick up some images. So when you find an image that you want and you like, you can just click on the image, then select low resolution or high resolution, but I prefer using the low resolution stuff. And then you can click on the download button to download the images for free, and the downloaded images can be found in your download folders. So when you go over to your system download folder, you can find the images right there. And yeah, let's go over to the app once we are done downloading all the images that we need. And once you are in your VS Code development environment, go straight to the images folder and open up your, if you're on Mac, go to your Finder. If you're on Windows, you can open up the Windows Finder too. I think that's what it's called. Linux as well. Yeah. So when you are there, go to the download folder. You can see the images downloaded at the top. Then you can just drag every single one of them to the images folder. Just click and hold on the image and drag it to the folder. Click, hold, and drag to the folder. So we are closing the windows that we don't need, the tabs that we don't need. So we don't need those tabs. So we're going to close them all. And head over to your prospect.yaml file and go scroll down to the section where you have assets, and we are going to replace the two lines over there with the our image directory URL. So we are going to write in there the URL to our image directory. So that should be assets. So assets / images, and that's all we need. So yeah, so that's all we need to get to the URL for all our images. And let's open up our lib folder and go straight to our sliding card. So let's go to our sliding card file, and in here, so we'll be updating the code so that we can have every single thing that we need for the UI. Let's add an elevation of 8 to our card. So and we're going to add a margin of 24. So we add margin of 24. We add margin of 24 to the card instead of 8, so that we can see how the elevation looks like very well. Let's add our image to the card by using image widget.asset, and inside the asset block, let's add our URL to the desired image that we want. And we start off with the assets, which is the folder, and in slash we have images, which is the folder inside our asset image, inside our assets. And then the next will be the image name with the extension at the end. So that will be image name.jpg or image name.png or image name.any stuff is this, but over here we are using JPEG for the image. And let's add height to the image. And also let's add a width to it. And let's add alignment. So basically this alignment property, we are going to animate it later on, whenever we are scrolling through the cards. So we are going to animate it later. So right now we are going to add alignment, and we are going to leave that as a default. Let's add a box fit, and we are going to change the box fit to none. And let's add a scale, and we are going to scale it to 2.0. Let's add a filter quality, and we are going to make the filter quality high because the downloaded image, I downloaded it as a low resolution, so that's why I'm adding a filter quality of high here, which you could change to low, filter quality low, or filter quality none if you think that you have you downloaded a good image quality of high resolution or something thereabout. Then you can decide to use filter quality none, or if you want to reduce the image quality, you can use filter quality low, or yeah. So but we, in this case, we are using filter quality high because I downloaded a low quality image. Let's add border radius to the both side of our image. Basically we want the top side of our image to be rounded, the both two top, the left top and the right top, we want both of them to be rounded. And we can do that in Flutter by using the widget called clip rect. So when you add clip rect to be a parent of the image widget, so thereby you can use that to run the image part you want. So inside our clip rect, we are going to use border radius. The border radius, we are going to use border radius dot vertical, and we are going to say the top side, we want only the top side, and we are going to make the radius to be 32. So we want both the left and the right top side of the image to be rounded in 32, rounded circle at 32. As you can see, scrolling through the cars, actually right now there's no parallax animation being applied, so there's no scroll effects, or the images are not moving while you are scrolling through the cards. So we are going to add this to the cards. Inside the card content file, let's create a state trace widget. This state trace widget, we are going to call it card content, and here we'll be putting on our text. Actually, that will be test. The text will be under the image in the card. So the text that we put in here will be under the images in the card, and that will be the price, the button, yeah, and the product name. So every single one of those will be inside this card content. Inside our sliding card, let's add our card content, and let's give it a space, a small space between the image and the text. So we are going to use size box to give it a space. Inside our card content, let's add some parameters that will help us to create different cards with different cards contents and details. Over here we are going to add name, dates, offset, price, and yeah, so those are the 4 parameters we need right now. And also in our card content constructor, we are going to add those to the constructor. As you can see, there are some errors there, and to fix that error, we can either use the help of that length. We can use the euro object there. You can click on the euro object. That will give you a suggestion on how to fix this error, or you can actually fix the error by adding required to each of the constructor arguments or params. So over here, what is needed to fix that error is the required argument, but we can easily fix every single thing by using the euro object there. Let's remove the default container in our card content widget. So let's remove the container widget and replace that with padding widget. The padding widget, we have a padding of 8 using the edge insert.or. We add a padding of 8 all around the whole card content. and the column cross axis should be cross axis dot start, and inside the column children, and we are going to add test. And our test, we are going to use transform that translate to translate the test. We are going to add offset, and offset of 8 multiplied by the offset that will be passing into the card content widget for the x-axis, and then for the y-axis we are going to leave the offset to be at 0. And inside the text, we are going to make the text itself will be the name. The first text component will be the name. So in a also in here we'll be passing all the required params for the card content. We'll be also be passing it through the sliding card widget itself. So we are going to define those params that we need. Like you can see, we are going to add the name, we're going to add the date, we are going to add the offset, the price, and also we add the asset name. So the asset name will be used to replace the image itself, so we can have different images for different cards. And we are going to add all these, initialize all these inside the sliding card constructor itself. And also remember to add required to each of the arguments in our constructor. So let's add those params to the card content. So inside the card content, we add the name, we add the date, we add the price, and also we add the offset. Inside our sliding card view, let's create a page controller, and the page controller, we are going to mark it late using the late keyword. The reason why we are doing this is because the page controller will be initialized later in our init state method. So that's why we are marking it late. So after that, let's create another variable called page offset, and this is going to be a double. I will say double page offset is equals to 0. Inside the Flutter init state method, let's initialize the page controller, and we are saying page controller is equals to page controller. I will say viewport fraction is equals to 0.8, and let's add an event listener to our page controller by saying page controller dot event listener, and we're saying set state. Inside the set state method, let's let's increase the page offset we created area. So let's say page offset is equals to page controller dot page. So we are accessing the page value of the page controller itself, and this page value is a double, and if you look at that, there is a red line highlights in our on the variable. So that means that the reason for that is because we are using in our Flutter, we are using null safety, and that page value is optional, is an optional double. So for us to use it, we have to either unwrap it. So over here, I'm going to unwrap it by using the unwrapping sign. So now the error is gone, and we can have our page offset to be equals to page controller dot page. And also finally, don't forget to dispose the page controller. To dispose that, let's call the dispose method, and inside the dispose method, let's call page controller dot dispose, and that will be able to dispose our page controller when we are done with the page. Let's add our controller inside our page view. And now let's update the three sliding card widget we have in here. Let's update it with the required parameters that is needed. So that will be the asset name, the name, the price, the offset, and all the variable that we declared that is needed in the sliding card constructor. So let's add everything here. Once we are done with that, we can reload our UI and see the changes. Oh, we got an error, so let's see if we can fix this error on the sliding card. So it's saying the value of null cannot be assigned to this. So let's see how to fix this. Oh, the error is just removing the constant from the children array. You can see how we spend so much time just trying to fix a simple error in our code. I'm glad we were able to get through it and figure out the error was to remove the constant from the children array. Oh, we ran into another error. Let's see how to fix this. And the error is in sliding card widgets. Okay. So let's copy the error and paste it in our Google search and search to see how to fix that. I like the part of fixing errors, and sometimes it is a pain. So we finally found a way to resolve the error from a GitHub issue post, and the way to resolve the error was to reload our app. So basically we have to restart our app, and that fixes it. As you can see, currently at the moment we are still not getting the scroll effect when you scroll through the page view. If you scroll to the end and scroll back again, you see that we are not getting the scroll effect. So we still need to fix that and add the scroll effect to get the parallax effect we are looking for. Let's wrap our card widget with transform.translate widget, and we are going to always interpolate the offset using a Gaussian function, which we are going to create using the math library of Flutter. So we're going to create a Gaussian function using the math library of Flutter to help us achieve the parallax effect we are looking for throughout the whole app and the scope. Let's update our offset with the Gaussian function we created above. Let's add alignment to the image using the offset we passed into the sliding card widget itself. So we are going to let's hot reload the app. Clicking the green button will hot reload the app. Let's see if we are getting the parallax effect while we scroll through the page view. So let's go through the page view and see if we are getting the parallax effect we need. Let's go to our card content and update it. Let's update the first text offset. The first text offset, let's update that. And we are going to be adding a couple of some text and buttons in this in our card content. And every single text and button we are going to add, we are going to use transform as a parent, and we are going to change its offset so that whenever we scroll through the page, every single text will move with our scroll. And yeah, As you can see, the scroll effect is working now. When we scroll through the cards, you can see the text also moving along the way. Yeah, we are going to add a row to the card content. That will be the row the transform the translate on we did on the test, the last test. And inside the row we are going to add a button and a text as its direct children. So both the button and the text will be inside the transform or translate, so that we can always change, we can kind of like translate its movements, the position, whenever we scroll through the cards. We are going to be doing that right now. As you can see, the button and the text side by side, and both are in, the button is in gray color in blue and the text is in black color. And so we are going to be styling both of them in a few minutes. So we'll be starting the button, the elevated button, using the style property. I just pasted a code for the styles, so I did that before. I just pasted a code for that. You can see what the button looks like on the screen, so we just reload our app, and the button, the styles are already applied to the button. You see the all sides are rounded and the text is in white color, and yeah, we are getting to the final stuff. We'll be applying transform.translate to the text, that's the price test in particular. So we'll be applying the transform.translate widget on it. And we're adding a text style with a font size of 20 and a font weight bold, and above the transform.translate, we'll be adding a spacer, so there will be a space between the button and the text. So you can see the horizontal space between the button and the text. That's because we applied a spacer to it, so it divided the whole spaces. Yeah. And now if you see, when we scroll through the page view, you see the animation and the text. We will be wrapping the button itself in a transform.translate, so that the button will also move as the button text is moving too. Right now, let's test our app and see how that looks. So you see the scroll. When you scroll through the page view, you see the button and the button text moving, and you see all the text itself moving when you scroll through the page view, and that's what we are looking for, and we are getting it. So let's push the button and the price text down by adding a spacer. Let's reload the app and see the changes applied. So we had an error when we applied when we applied the spacer to bring the button and the text down. So let's see how to fix that. Also, on our sliding card file, on our sliding card widget, so let's fix this. There's something we have to fix there, which is the asset name itself. So we didn't add the asset name param to the image widget, so we have to add that so that we can be able to change all the images in different cards, so that all the cards will have different images and not the same image. So over here in our sliding card view, let's change the images let's add different images to the card itself. So before we are having one single image in all the cards, so let's add different images to the card. You can actually click on the image in your image folder and click on rename. So when you click on rename, you can copy the image name. So that's what I'm doing. I click on that, right click on my mouse, then I click on rename, then I copy the image name and I paste it inside the sliding card parameter for the image for the image name, which is the asset name. Also, let's change the names for all the different cards we have. Let's add a different name for the cards, and also we are going to change the prices for the cards and also change the dates. We are going to change the dates for the cards too. So every single card will have different property, like all the properties will be different for each card. Go through the app and see what it looks like so far. So as you can see, the animations are working, but we are having one problem. If you look at the last card, the image in the last card is half, so it's not covering the whole, it's not been covering the part of the card it's supposed to cover. So let's fix the image issue we are having right now. So I'm trying to debug the issue we are having with the image property to find a way to fix that, and I want to add a print statement to the build to the widget build method. The best way to do that is to use kdebug mode in Flutter, and the kdebug mode we can import that and use an if statement in the top level of the build method, and we are saying that if we are in a debug mode, then the print statement should be work. But if we are not in a debug mode, that should not work. That's why we are importing that that kdebug mode. So the issue here is with our offset, our offset parameter, and also with our image alignment. So we are going to recalculate the offset by having a variable called align card, and we are saying is equals to offset minus 1.0. And inside our alignment we are saying minus align card of absolute plus 1. And now you can see issue has been fixed. So now the images are working while you scroll to the end. So we are no longer having that issue of the half image. Now let's add extra cards to the sliding card view. Let's add more cards to it. As you can see, even as we added another card, so we are still not getting the same error of the last card image being half. So everything is working properly right now. So let's see if there's something else we need to fix. So let's scroll through our code and see if there's something else we need to fix. So one more thing we need to fix is to add spacer in our card content. So let's add spacer in our card content. So that will basically bring the button and the text and the price text down to the bottom part of the card. So now let's check our final app design. So our final micro UI design against what I have on my Instagram page. Actually, you guys can support me by following my Instagram page. I will be posting more on the Instagram page this time around, and as long as I will be doing more videos on this kind of tutorials, we'll be posting more content on my Instagram. So you guys should go over there and support me to see more of my work. So let's see how that looks. As you can see, is basically the same stuff. We are seeing is basically the same stuff. Everything is perfect. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you everyone who is watching this right now. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, and this will also keep me motivated to keep on creating more content and keep on improving on my stuff. And also I know my voice wasn't really good so I just keep on improving on that. Yeah, once again, let me know what you think, and see you guys in the next video.